uh, uh, a believable excuse.
Hello and
He's a
welcome
little
back
bit
to
nuts.
Everybody Loves Raiken. Last time, the party engaged with their guide after having survived a fight against ropers. Cyrus tried to read his thoughts and found that they were very difficult to grasp, but felt that he was hearing a distrustful voice among the thoughts, an untrustworthy voice, and warned the party against following him, as they debated this while continuing to follow him through the dark catacombs. The rogue Vendar became aware that the party was being stalked by something in the shadows. Moments later, the group was attacked by a six-legged feline beast that was identified as a displacer beast. It struck their guide, Chult, and attacked Leah and Cyrus before running off. However, it was killed before it could escape line of sight. Upon healing their wounded guide, Chult admitted that the path he was leading them down would have taken them into a den of displacer beasts, and in exchange for having saved his life, he would not take them there. They would find a new route, and they must go quickly because the sounds of their combat will draw other creatures from the Underdark. He then spent the next couple hours leading them down deeper and deeper through dark paths that were far quieter than the ones they had visited before. However, this gave the party time to really consider their situation. They would stop about every hour so that Aramendis could recast his telepathic bond so the team could stay in communication. And it was during one of these stops that Jebel, the druid, became suspicious of the ferret that Vendar has been carrying with him, and tried to detect magic upon it, noticing that he could not hear its thoughts as he could other creatures, natural beasts, and found that it bore some strange and unexpected magic within its body. And so when we left off, the party had just entered a large chamber of one of the Underdark caverns. As Chult explained it, a place where it borders on two territories of different Drow clans, and he wanted to go around it as quickly as possible because unfortunately their path led directly across. So, when we ended, Jebel had just cast Pass Without Trace, and the party was making its way around the outside, as best they could, of this larger chamber. Just for clarification, the on-screen map is mostly for my reference for marching order, but it will be used if combat begins, which is likely down here. So don't expect it to change very much. Now then. So, you find yourselves having just exited this tunnel and had a quick chat about what is going on, and Chult informed you about how this area was dangerous and he didn't like it. It is a oblong, somewhat roundish chamber, sloped down on one end, and it is, as many of the others, filled with stalactites hanging from the ceiling, which drip onto stalagmites below them, and some of these connect, forming complete pillars of stone from floor to ceiling. You can see a number of small and large holes around the perimeter of this room, and as with other large chambers, you find that there is a dim glow that gives it just enough illumination that you can perceive some colors from these bioluminescent fungi, these large glowing mushrooms. And as he's leading you slowly around this room, you've all made your stealth checks, I believe. I'm gonna quickly check the notes from last time.
I don't remember making a stealth check.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
Looking back in
either.
the chat, I usually also write it down with what the roll is, and I don't see it.
Okay.
So
Then,
probably-
excellent. So let's start with that. Make stealth checks. Remember that you all get plus 10 from Jebel's pass without
Ah!
trace.
I got a nat 20.
I get to use my new dice.
So that's
Because, I'm a slave.
43.
Jesus.
What did you say?
43.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Oh my
You're not
Christ,
for the nat 20.
I have advantage on it. Oh wait, no, that's a 19. Jeez, I thought I rolled 2 16s.
If you're utilizing your armor, then I believe you have advantage
Well-
on it, Jebel.
Yep.
My new dice is cool and all, but
Your roll low.
I rolled a natural one.
Nice. Just put the total in the chat.
Yeah, I just had to put up my thing yet. Don't see my sheet.
And remember your plus 10 from pass without trace.
Okay.
Okay. Even with the natural one, it's still 18.
Yeah, I got a 2. So you and me are in about the same boat.
Oh, Jebel. I have a question.
Yeah.
When you cast Pass Without Trace, I believe you can select up to 10 creatures. Did you include Chult?
I don't know if I think it's everyone within range of the spell. I can choose. I would have. Yeah.
You would have chosen Chult? Okay.
I mean,
Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
Oh,
So
no
it
limit.
doesn't seem
Okay,
to-
cool.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to.
Neat. Okay, so, everybody's stealth is looking pretty good.
You're welcome.
Comparatively,
Yeah,
Cyrus
pretty
and
much
Leah.
only because of that.
Comparatively, Cyrus, Leah. Oh, look, Leah, you're taking after your father.
oh,
You both got 18s.
And I had disadvantage.
Now, those are good rolls. Those are good stealth values, rather. Those are good stealth values.
I bet his 18 wasn't a natural one on the die.
No, it was an 8 plus the 10
Yeah.
that I got. Oh, actually, no, it should have been. I'm actually 17 because of -1. And,
Wait, I'm not wearing full plate. I got disadvantage though too, don't I?
No, aren't you wearing a breastplate right now?
Yes.
That doesn't have disadvantage.
Okay. Just double check.
Yeah, full plate would, half plate would, but breastplate will not. It's got lower AC, but no stealth. No stealth
Oh,
disadvantage, rather.
sorry. Not just a breastplate. My spellbreaker.
Yeah. But I mean, the spellbreaker is a breastplate, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I gotta use its name. Come on.
Okay, sorry. You're wearing spellbreaker.
Yes.
Okay. Then you all roll your stealths, and you find that you are particularly well hidden. You are barely able to assess where each other is, except for the fact that you are aware you're traveling together, so you can peek each other's motion out as you move from shadow to shadow.
I'll add that people have disadvantage on checks to spot me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is why your armor was very expensive.
For Vendar, all I can imagine is just a stone hitting the ground, and then like the Naruto dash away really fast lines. That's all I imagine.
Yeah, I'm just gone. It's like, alright, we need to... Where'd Benderko?
He's gone. So, you begin to move around this room. You know that you need to get to the opposite side of it. And as you move through, everything seems to be going fine. You're slowly moving around each stalagmite sticking out of the ground, checking your surroundings. Each of you has dark vision, so you can see through the room at least 60 feet around you pretty well. And it is as you are about halfway around the room that you hear a voice call out in the chamber. And it seems that whoever it is just must be closer to the other side of the chamber, because he's outside of your dark vision, with the exception of Leah, I believe. Leah, you will notice that there is a drow dressed in scout's armor holding a bow, standing on top of what looks to be a flattened stalagmite. He is not looking in your direction as he speaks.
Hmm.
He says, Ezrian, what took you so long? His voice echoes in Undercommon through the chamber, and this is very unusual to you just because you have been traveling for hours in silence, and the loudest moments have been the growling of monsters that you were already in combat with. So to hear somebody so callously shout into the darkness is surprising, to say the least. And his voice is met by another, who responds in deeper tones. Says, keep your voice down, Faustus. I came, didn't I? You hear the first voice chuckle a little, and he says, so, where's the girl now? Says, you mean the human? She's been delivered. Well, that's good, isn't it? The first voice responds to him. I expect payment. You couldn't have done it without the ring I gave you. She must have been someone of import on the surface if you needed something to suppress magic. Yes. You didn't think I wouldn't share the bounty given me as a reward by my priestess, did you? And at this point, Leah, you do see the scout come down from his stalagmite. He disappears from your field of vision as he is now blocked by other stalagmites between you and him, but you hear their voices continue in Undercommon. You hear the first voice again, saying, I've been outside a long time. Hopefully you've got something that can help me get back in. He says, oh, I think that I can help you just fine. And then you hear sounds of struggle. You hear two unfamiliar voices. All of them are unfamiliar. You hear two new voices.
I would want to send Lorelei still invisible towards them and look through her eyes so I can see the guys.
Okay. You see through Lorelei as she rises over the area and heads in their direction. Do sprites have dark vision?
Very good question.
I realize I wasn't sure.
Hope so.
No.
Nope.
You don't see much.
She can't see shit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, so she can see, like the points of light that are the glowing mushrooms, and the gloomy area of dimly, the rings of dim light around them on glistening stone, and among some of these, through her eyes, you can see the shadowy silhouettes of several figures who are struggling together in melee combat. It appears as though two have, grabbed one, and the shadows, seem to cover them above the waist, but you can see where they are by their, their legs falling into pools of light. So you can't tell exactly what's happening, but it seems that the one is being ganged up on, and from the choking sounds, dying. And then you just, as that carries on for strained, protracted seconds, until finally you, through her eyes, see that central body of the three be released, and it falls to the ground motionless. And the other two return to the one. And the deep voice, the second voice you heard earlier, brings out softly. He says, "And now all the credit is mine, and no one knows where the ring came from."
Well, I will send Laura back and see through my eyes again. I will tell about her. Didn't know you couldn't see.
We hadn't checked the notes, so she said, just sort of huffs and says, "Well, that's why I've been sticking close to you."
Yeah, maybe just keep doing that from now on. I'm sorry I sent you ahead.
I feel useless fighting down here. If they're not near the mushrooms, I can't see them.
Yeah, just sit on my shoulder most of the time. I teleport to the others what I have
Sort of saw.
Yeah, what I saw. It's also very likely that I heard what I just told Lorelai as well, though, based on how the teleport link functions.
If you're speaking with her telepathically, they'd hear one side of it.
Yeah.
In any event, after that, as you stay still and wait, you do hear the scuff of approaching boots. And after a moment, you see 3 Drow figures come into view as they leave the chamber, heading to the... If we consider where you're going to be forward, it would be roughly to the left, so like 90 degrees orthogonal to your goal. As they go by, you can make perception checks to see if there's anything you can tell about them beyond that they are Drow and armed. That much is obvious. They do not appear to notice you.
My pass is 25.
Okay.
Dear God, I got a 19.
Well, that is my second natural one in a row, and with a different die. This is the day. Perception is 6, also 7.
7.
My passive is 18.
18. Raiken?
13.
13.
I
Yukikaze?
got 16.
16 for Cyrus.
I roll disadvantage. Don't we roll disadvantage for people that don't have natural sight? And
Okay,
I forgot.
so it would be disadvantage if it's pitch black. It's not necessarily pitch black in here, so it counts as low light-ish. There is some source of light, so you're not at disadvantage because you do have dark vision.
Okay. So a 12.
At least I believe that's correct. 12.
I got a 12.
Okay. So it sounds like Jebel right. Thank you. That's what I was pretty sure it was. There is some semblance of there's a little bit of illumination from these mushrooms. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on those for this moment. So they're not rolling at disadvantage for this, but if somebody's like not illuminated partially by one of these, by at least dim light here, then it counts as then it makes the area count as dim light, and in dim light you have disadvantage. which is better than not being able to see anything at all. Excuse me, Jibble, Bendar, Laramendus. You do manage to catch sight of some ornamentation about the clothing that these Drow are wearing as they move past. Now, you could roll some history to see if you recognize it, or you could describe it to somebody who's done some more research than you and see if they recognize it.
I will telepath to the group what I can tell, but I'm also going to roll history.
Okay.
I'm good at that.
It's true.
Not my
right.
actually.
I got a
22.
3.
Well, since he did tell us already, that means we can roll 2.
Sorry. I was going to ask, when the Drow were speaking, did we recognize any of the names that were being said?
You heard the name Ezrian and Nephalstus, and no, neither of these names are recognizable to you. They're not names that were mentioned by Zeph. They also mentioned a human woman, but they didn't name her. Alright, so, Laramendus, what'd you get on history?
22.
22. Okay, and, Yukikaze, what did you get on history?
22.
Awesome. Jebel, I think you said you rolled history, but my question to Jebel is, before this segment had part of his life, has Jebel had, dealings with Drow?
Nope.
Okay. So the ornamentation that they're identifying and the look of their clothing and stuff would give them an idea of perhaps what house of Drow they belong to. And your character doesn't have, did you do any did Jebel do any research on that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Unless
I know that Raiken, I know that Yukikaze spent a considerable amount of time actually trying to research the Underdark, so he would have a chance of knowing this. And Laramendus is a high elf consumed with knowledge, so he probably has a very good chance
My
of knowing.
DC would probably be higher than Yukikaze's, though, just for
Fair enough.
the amount of time that he spent much more recently actually doing this kind of
You're right.
work.
DC 15, DC 20. Oh, you both got a 22.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what the DC actually. It might have been 20 and then like 25. So entirely reasonable. I could have failed.
I got 3 anyway, so.
I could also say I remember it's in the book, and because I still have those books with me, my copies.
The emblems and the ornamentation of the armor, you do recognize from descriptions in the journals you were reading, Yukikaze. Given that the explorer had been in the area, it was a good chance that he would have noted these down, so he did. You recognize from Laramendus' description the symbolism of House Nightbane, which you know is not the house that you are seeking. You are seeking Shadewalker.
Okay, so when right after Laramendus describes what he saw, I'll chime in and say that sounds like you said Nightbane?
Nightbane.
That sounds like Nightbane in Telepath.
For the rest of you, Nightbane means nothing.
Yeah. So what's that exactly?
It's not who we're looking for. And then Tristan, you can elaborate if you wish.
You know it's one of the other communities of Drow that also inhabits this area and raids the surface in Bromdor. There are, from your research, 4 houses that hold the area in contention. House Shadewalker, House Nightbane, House Moonshadow and House Gloomraiser.
And which one are we looking for?
Shadewalker.
Jadewalker.
That's why I say to you, Cyrus. Or, well, everyone in the group.
Telepathy. The soldiers, such as they are, pass by, and you hear one of the others kind of jesting, saying, "Yes, he got his reward. He should have worked harder for his priestess in the first place, instead of coming to us after he'd already been exiled." After they have passed by, and you don't hear them, their voices echoing from the tunnel anymore, you're going to hear Chult let out a breath you can only imagine he'd been holding the entire 3 minutes. He says, "Oh, I think we'd better get out of here quickly, masters. Dangerous with those Drow about. They do not like Chult."
That is, those are from the House of Nightmare, right, Chult?
You know a lot for a surface dweller.
Well, we would not come down here without a little research.
He seems to be considering you. The dismissive look in his eye gone now, as he studies you with almost amused. Yes. Yes, it is, as the master says. House Nightbane. They are... in my reckoning, the most reckless of the 4 Drow houses that control this area of the Underdark. They are more willing to raid dangerous cities on the surface and take political prisoners.
Alright, I was just wanted to check because I was not fully sure. Well, we better get moving since they're so close by.
They didn't see us. That surprises me.
I guess we just got lucky.
Yes, they must not have been imagining that they would be eavesdropped upon. Anyway, this way, masters. This way. He points ahead and he, takes a peek down the tunnel that the Drow went, holding his hand out for you to wait for just an extra moment before he cuts across and continues on.
As we pass by, would we be able to tell what clan the dead Drow is from? Or did he get...
You'd have to make a detour to get to his body. You aren't going to pass by it naturally. But you could, if you wanted to.
How big of a detour would it take?
I mean, he was outside of 60-foot dark vision, but inside of 120-foot.
Okay. Then I'd let them know. I want to double check what clan the one that died is from.
Is it really necessary, Cyrus? They said he was in exile, and we'd be pushing our luck, wandering off, or detouring from the path.
I can catch up.
Chult said,
I would say it would be better if Vendar went and peeked and then came back, because he's a little quicker and stealthier than we are.
Chult's going to turn
Better
around
than you
and say, "Why are you
studying
walking
the-
slowly, masters?"
I would have been... That's the one thing I would have been saying out loud, and this would have actually included Chult in this case.
Oh, well, in that case, if he's not being excluded from the conversation, he would say, "Well, resources are scarce down here. Chult could use perhaps a sharper knife. If we move carefully, we might be able to see if he had anything worth keeping.
What do you guys say? We gotta decide quickly. Come on.
Sure.
Chult's going.
Yep,
Alright.
I'm following the guide.
Alright, guys, let's proceed quietly together.
Alright. You move among the scattered stalagmites and over the narrow rivulets of water that trickle downhill through this cavern, your boots splashing every now and again. You find that you are moving in and out of the green or blue or purple glow of different domed mushroom caps. Before long, you do find the place. Leah actually can help locate it. In spite of the sprite not having dark vision, you do have a general idea of the direction and distance.
Okay.
I'm also going to quickly speak. Leah, since you have the better vision of us, can you keep an eye out from the direction those scouts went, if you remember where they went?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see them for longer.
Yep, you can watch that direction. It's easy enough. You know which tunnel they went down, and you can keep an eye on it.
Thank you, Leah.
So, as you move to where Leah points out where you believe you heard these voices from, you do find the fallen body of a drow. He is laying face down in the algae on the floor. He is wearing armor, scout's armor, light for speed, but padded in the right places, with oiled leather over the vital organs. He carries with him a longbow and a quiver of arrows, as well as what looks to be a pair of belt knives. That is what you can see immediately. You can find out more if you want to poke about and roll investigation.
I'd like to try and identify what house this guy's from. If he has like some sort of mark, especially if he's branded for being in exile.
Since I want this to go quickly, I am going to also help investigate so I can figure out where they're from too fast.
We're just gonna keep a lookout.
So, when I roll investigation and history, just history when looking at his gear and whatnot?
Investigation, to see what other stuff he has, and yeah, history to see if you can identify it.
Okay.
What kind of area is he in? He's...
Barry?
Area.
You're in what appears to be a junction of several tunnels, a large, high-domed cavern, with stalagmites coming out of the ground and stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Little more of the area is obvious to you than that. Looking up, you can see that the stalagmite next to him is flattened at the top, perhaps as a place for a scout to sit and watch.
How tall is it?
The stalagmite? It rises about 15 feet.
You could cause this to distract.
Nighttime up there, just see if there's anything up there.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Can I assist Yukikaze in his role so he has advantage?
Yeah. I was just about to ask the same thing since I don't know much about the history here, but I could help him by pointing out things that I noticed.
On a history check?
No, the investigation.
Oh, on the investigation, yes.
Well, I was wanting to help in the history.
You can't help somebody with history.
Can I aid on history?
I mean, you can roll history. One of you is either going to know it or not.
Nope. Well, I mean, that's a 15.
You got a 15.
I rolled a 3.
I hadn't heard that he rolled history yet.
It's in the chat.
You got a 12 in history.
Okay.
21 on my athletics.
Alright, Malachi, you can roll one more die on investigation. And, I'll give you a extra D8 for history.
D8. Yeah, that's not an 8. There's an 8. I can't see shit.
So your investigation's still just a 9?
It was lower.
Right, well, it's advantage though, so.
And 5 more for history.
Okay. So beyond the bow and the belt knives, Malachi, you don't seem to notice that he has anything useful. But with your history, you notice that the particular ornamentation of the armor he's wearing would indicate that he is from House Gloomraiser.
Alright, now we'll say quietly aloud, because Chult is here. It looks like he's from House Gloomraiser. Razor?
Razor, like knife.
Blaze, okay. Yeah, Gloomraiser.
He says, well, normally it would be unusual for Drow of the different houses to meet on friendly terms, so this makes perfect sense. But they did mention he was an exile.
Yeah. Was I able to find like a brand or anything that marked him as such?
Other than the general disrepair of his clothing, you don't see anything marking him as such.
Alright.
The armor and weapons that the other Drow you just witnessed carrying were very well kept. Marked from battles, but, like, clean. This guy looks unclean. As for our 21 athletics druid, kicking ass over there, you managed to climb this spire pretty easily. Up top, you find what would be a great view of the whole room, if you didn't have only 60 feet of dark vision. And also a sack, like a backpack, but less convenient.
When I look down, who isn't currently doing something?
Leah, I guess. Well, no, she's watching, so Vendar.
And I would just telepath to Vendar. Like, Vendar, catch.
Vendar.
I'm going to wait for him to look up.
Okay.
Just gonna...
Okay. I'll look up to catch whatever he's throwing at me.
I drop the sack.
Alright, Vendar, your dexterity's fine. It's not terribly heavy, so you're able to catch this. It feels like just a sackcloth bag that has a few items inside of it.
I'll look inside.
Alright. Inside you find a roll of papers, like a stack of just loose leaf papers that have been rolled up, tied, and shoved in there. You also find several things that appear organic and probably qualify as food for somebody who's having a hard time finding food.
Can I read what's on the papers?
You can unroll it and try to read it, yes. Just think if there's anything else of import in there. Food, paper. There is a third knife, if you include the two on his belt. It's got a particularly odd shape. The blade, forks toward the end. And some stones. Beyond that, nothing. Small stones. The papers you unroll, and you find that they have been written on in what looks to be Elvish script. You try to read through it, and you begin to recognize Undercommon. Words in Undercommon. You can read Elvish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the handwriting is terrible, and the grammar to everything is just... It's very Spartan. and his word crafting is very Spartan in its design. But what it appears to be is, notes on places where he can sleep, places where he found food, and things of note that he located that he might be able to use to buy his way back into the graces of his community. Most of these appear to be strange fauna in the Underdark. A couple of them appear to be directions to particular caves on the surface, so transitions from the surface to the Underdark. Information that would be useful to Drow who want to raid.
But not useful to us.
Not necessarily, but also not necessarily not useful. You can decide that, though.
Okay. Well, I'll let everybody know what's on them.
One of them says he found a two-headed spider somewhere.
Ooh.
That's creepy. I have a question. My memory, I mean Derek's memory, is not that great. What in the conversation that was had between the two that were fighting, did they seem to indicate to which house the captive was taken? Like who actually ended up with her?
They never stated a house that she was taken to, but you do remember that the one who is dead mentioned that the one who killed him probably got a good reward for bringing her, and that he should share it with him. And he had said, from your priestess.
So, then, just to make sure I understand this right, so it sounded like they'd be at Nightbane, or would it be it was Nightblade and Gloomrazor, right?
It was Nightbane and Gloomrazor, and it does logically follow that whoever was taken captive is with the Nightbane.
Okay. Trying to keep that straight, because, sounded like there might have been a sorcerer, so kindred spirits and all that.
Chult seems to finish patting down the body and stuffing things into his pockets and backpack, and straightens himself and says, "Well, if we're very done, masters, we should probably move on." Daniel
before I
hasn't
come down-
mentioned any new threats, but that doesn't mean they won't be along.
I'm ready.
You climb down, it's fine. You're 21 athletics, I'll let that carry you down as well.
I was going to say, just before I climb down, I'm just going to do a circuit around the top of the thing, looking at the base, just to see if there's anything on the other side that we can see, or just anything interesting out of the ordinary, or...
No, nothing.
Okay. Then I climb back down.
Chult begins leading you across the room once more toward the tunnel that he had hoped to lead you down. And he says, "We're getting closer now, masters. We will be almost Umbrelite soon. But I must warn you, as I have with many of the other tunnels, this one's dangerous. If you don't have an in with the Drow, they will probably attack. They're very territorial, masters."
We should be able to negotiate something.
I should also mention this tunnel is contested.
Of joy. Between who?
Well, it's going to bring us closer to where you want to be, so the Shadewalkers. But they also fight the Moon Shadow for it. So if we run into a patrol, like as not, it's going to be not your friends. That feels weird. You're friends with Drow?
It'll be okay.
Drow don't have friends, master.
Well, let's hope. Well, we're hoping to change that.
Let me just take a peek at something.
That leads to a good question, guys. Telepaths, like telepathing. Should we what if we have no option but to defend ourselves? Are we gonna? We're gonna push to get them to stop, but what do we have as leverage or reason, I should say?
Our best option is to... this is by telepath, correct?
Yeah.
Kaze?
Yeah.
Then I'll say our best option is to state the passphrases we acquired from Zephyrius.
Alright, yeah, good point.
If we come into a fight between two sets of Drow and we have to fight, then make sure you identify your targets first. We don't want to have any accidental bloodshed of our allies on our hands.
I will make sure I call out if I see a Shadewalker. Or anything that resembles the House of Shadewalker.
Could you describe what insignias we might be looking for that would help others identify them as well?
That's a good point, Lermans. I should do that preemptively. And
You may do so.
I will do so.
Okay.
Jebel, do you have any other potions you want or need to hand out? Long as we're
right,
in
yeah.
the prep phase.
Just Double check here.
We're doing this while we're walking still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you're walking down another winding, branching tunnel, following Chult. As he, alternately, tells you to hurry and tells you to slow down.
So we'll be weaving back and forth if Jebble's handing stuff out then. Okay.
I mean, sort of. The tunnels are mostly, small and round, anywhere from, 10 feet across to 20 feet across. Like, they're not large. So, with the exception of a few, stalagmites that might have formed just from running water in here, they're pretty, there's not a lot of place to really hide.
Okay.
So it's mostly just speed up, slow down that you're really worrying about, and what passage you're going down, but he's leading you and you're following him. At least that's what I've been told.
Jebel, which potion did Raiken get again? Because there was two different ones, and one was Yukikaze, and one was...
Yeah. Yukikaze got Storm Giant, and I believe it was Cloud Giant.
Okay. Good, that was the one that I was looking at.
Yeah, that'll bring your strength up to 27. Yukikaze's strength will go to 29. So, let's see. Who would benefit from a potion of invulnerability?
I look at the line fighters.
It makes you resistance to all damage.
I would almost say to put it with someone who's vulnerable to save their skin in a pinch. I'm okay on my end. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna say confidently, I feel okay. I'll be alright without it. I already got one potion from you already, Jebel. Thank you.
Yeah,
Alright,
I have
then
10 of these, so...
You have 10?
Yeah.
Then one for everybody. What are you hoarding them for?
Did you say that in telepath to him? I'd be like, well, we don't need to burn through them all at once, Cyrus.
You're right, we don't, but we don't need to have them all in one place either.
Oh,
Everyone doesn't need to down one at the same time, but people can use judgment on when they feel it is most advantageous.
I'm having
Okay, then I'll
flashbacks
hand
to
out... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll hand out 6 to everyone.
Huh?
Wait, what potions are these?
Invulnerability. Potion of invulnerability. Everyone gets 1.
Okay.
So... let's see. I now have 4.
There aren't 10 players, Cyrus. Or, Derek.
Yeah, I know, but the way he worded it made it sound like everyone was getting 6.
Oh, no, I got what he meant.
Potions of speed. Everyone wants 1.
I wouldn't mind being able to cast that with, being able to use that without concentration, so I'd happily take 1.
So everyone has a potion of speed. Everyone's going to get a potion of greater healing.
Jesus.
Now I have a potion. I have potions of vitality.
Potion of healing
Wait.
greater is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, potions of vitality are, I don't know. If you look them up. When you drink this potion, it removes any exhaustion you're suffering, cures any disease or poison affecting you. For the next 24 hours, you gain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend. Does anyone need one of those right now, or?
I mean, Raiken doesn't need one of those right now. I think he can wait.
Anyone
will
else think
say-
they'd benefit from a potion of strength?
I mean, I could with this new weapon of mine, but wouldn't be as efficient as it would be for others to have it.
I can give you a potion of frost giant strength, bring you up to 23.
I will say it doesn't look like the D&D Beyond makes the potion using very intuitive.
D&D Beyond potion using good is what I heard.
No, it's. I mean, I've only tried the Cloud Giant Strength, where I
Yeah.
click to say I use the charge, and it doesn't increase my strength, so I still have to increase it manually.
Oh. That's because they don't know if you're going to use it on yourself or somebody else.
Mm.
Or for how long.
Yarp.
Well,
So,
they could have.
use the
Could've added
potions
another
as placeholders, so that you click use on the potion when you use it, so it's gone. And then, add the whatever it does manually. So, did you just down one now?
No, I was checking to see if what would happen if I clicked on the charge and it didn't do anything. So that's I was testing it out.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to know, but it doesn't apply the effects to your stats automatically. Okay. So,
Derek, do you want the potion of strength?
Sure.
Frost giant. Okay.
is that you asking who wants what when you say Frost Giant?
No, that's me saying what he got.
Oh,
Got the
okay.
potion of frost giant strength.
Oh, there you go.
Don't say I don't give you nothing.
Wow, neither of those appears correct.
Right, as long as we're handing things out. Yukikaze, do you want the purple worm longsword? I no longer have a use for it.
It is a sword.
And it is
Made out of
statistically better than your short sword, unless it's against something that's resistant to non-magic weapons.
Yeah, it doesn't like leak that nasty crap all over the place, right?
It does not.
Nasty crapping blood?
I think he means the poison.
Then yeah, I can store it in my bag of holding for now and use it when needed. Thank you very much, Cyrus.
I have
Whatever.
removed that from my sheet.
I see. There we go. Okay. Very confused for a moment there. Okay. So, you do your item exchanges. You now have distributed poisons. You have the description of what any heraldry
They
or
weren't
ornament.
meant to know that. You said poisons.
Poisons or potions? I don't know what they are. I have been thinking about other things. You guys talked about what you did. Whatever Jebel told you is what you know.
Yeah, they make you super strong. Wink. This one will heal you good.
Wink.
Turns out they're all just alcohol.
Alright.
Wink.
So,
That's the potion of invulnerability.
just so that there is some visual awareness for the party, I have selected Raiken, who's shown at the back of this marching order. This would be 60 feet of dark vision away from you, so that's as far ahead of the party as you can see, versus Laramendis, who would be able to see, you know, about this far, were it not for a visual impairment, with 60 feet. And Leo's got the 120, which is way out here. Okay.
Sounds good.
Just so that there are no surprises if anything comes up.
As long as, I was gonna say, as long as Jebel's potions aren't piss and ink, we're okay. Sorry, I got one potion stuff got said. I was thinking of Sweeney Todd.
Don't worry, Raiken's covering that back wall very good. He has total range. He can see
it's
everything.
not a wall back here.
I know.
It's just I drew a few maps, and this is just how they end up being. So I'm like, they're gonna be all like tunnel-based maps. So like in this would be like a 5-foot diameter like tunnel that branches off. Then you would see a second 5-foot diameter tunnel. You know, your knowledge of things is, you know, that.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't be certain until you entered it that it, if it turns or where it goes.
Well, with our dark vision, as little as this, probably feel like we're surrounded by walls all the time. Period. All the darkness.
I mean, yeah, about 60 feet away, or, you know, 5 feet away, or right next to you, depending on where the actual wall is. So, as you continue down this tunnel, and Chult is taking special care to, like, wait before each, like, branch, like, you see that, like, he stops, he feels the wall, he listens, and then he looks down the thing before he signals you to cross. So this is kind of slowing things down. You've stopped a couple of times for your, or you stopped once at this point for your, telepathic bond. So, given that there's 10 minutes where Laramendis is spending telepathic bond, casting telepathic bond, is there anything that the party... Is that when you did your potion exchange?
Probably.
Okay.
I say that's reasonable.
Cool. So it's not long after the telepathic bond goes that you find yourself in this tunnel. The orange ones are stalagmites, so this is, you know, somewhat larger, and you can see that there are... you hear the constant dripping of water from the roof of the tunnel to its floor, and you see that these stalagmites have formed. Leah, you can see that there are these complete pillars. You can sort of see between them further up, but they largely block sight, and you can see that the wall ends right before them, so it feels like there might be like either a wider chamber or perhaps a crossroads up there. And it's at this time that Vendar, with his passive 25 perception, is going to hear voices echoing in the tunnel. Quiet. These are not brazen shouting, or even normal, normal tone talking, as the other group of Drow, you just saw, an hour ago, was guilty of. You hear actual, careful whispers being carried by the stone. You hear two distinct voices, one male and one female. You also notice that you can hear the click of hard leather against the stone floor of the cave coming to you, but it only sounds like one person. And as they head toward you, Vendar, you do eventually pick out from this, just these whispers, actual words and phrases. You begin to actually hear their conversation, in which the male voice is saying, "We need to move quickly and check these tunnels. Anyone we find is dead." And to which the female voice responds, "You need to show me more respect. I know what our mission is. You do not command me." To which the male will respond, "Until you regain your honor, you will listen to my commands." And then suddenly you hear the male say, "Wait. There's someone coming."
Poop.
Alright, we're still proceeding forward, correct?
Yeah, you're proceeding westward on this map.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
The only one aware of the voices or anything at this point is Vendar, because he hasn't shared that information or declared having done so.
And I don't see them.
You are here within the party, and you haven't seen anything yet. Now, there is, as I said up ahead, some floor-to-ceiling stone pillars, the stalagmite-stalactite overgrowth, that is blocking direct sight down the path beyond what might be a junction here. But you can see, like, between them a little bit, since they don't perfectly fill the space, they're round. But no, you don't see anything from your position. I will give you... is Vendar there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I didn't know... Did you hear what I told you just now?
No, I did not.
So the party is moving down this tunnel, which is scattered with stalagmite growth out of the ground. You can hear the flowing water, and there are these little branching tunnels off the sides. And as you proceed down this, Chult is checking each of those carefully before waving you forward, and suddenly you hear a conversation between a male and female voice.
Oh, I'll let people know that I'm hearing something. What do I hear?
I described a conversation between two people.
I think I may have those. Okay.
It's fine. You heard as I had described, these voices are in low whispers, careful, but they carry anyway, and your perception is very high, which allows you to hear them in spite of how well they are trying to conceal their presence. They are not at all acting like the Drow you witnessed earlier, who were just callously shouting and talking in harsh tones in these, dark, quiet caverns. These people actually seem to be trying to be stealthy. You cannot see them, you don't know who they are, and the footsteps you are hearing only account for one of the two voices you're hearing. The male had indicated to the female voice that they were to thoroughly sweep these tunnels and kill anyone they found who wasn't supposed to be there. To which the female had harshly responded, "You will show me respect. You do not order me." And he had replied, rather callously, Until you regain your honor, you will follow my orders.
Well, I will let everybody know that.
So quietly, I'm like, someone let Chult know.
He is sort of like just a few paces ahead of the group, like muttering to himself in the shadows, waving, like checking the tunnel, and then waving you across.
I'm going to, because I am the closest to him, I'm going to reach out and put a hand on his shoulder and make a like quiet gesture, and then point ahead and hold up 2 fingers.
I thought I was gonna touch fate.
Reach out and touch.
He like, you see him, like, he cups one ear and listens, and you kind of just see his eyes getting wider and wider. Chult can't hear them. Daniel didn't warn him about this. He's going to quickly, like, dive into this side path. Can't find us. They can't find us.
Since he goes into a side path, I think all of us should kind of scoot into a side path, maybe. So like,
I'm right
yeah,
by
I'll
one.
say follow him.
should we hide?
I'm gonna hide in the side path right next to me.
So I guess we'll all kind of filter in, and
Sounds like a plan.
I'm going to step out and let everyone in go before me.
yeah.
So you're going to, like, go into this side path here, Leah?
Yes.
Okay. If you try to follow him into his, Chult, that is to say, Laramentis, he's just going to, like, hold up his hand and say, no, find your own!
I'm going to roll my eyes.
How the heck did Raiken manage to squeeze by me in this small path?
I'm not worrying about it. I'm just filtering characters in at the moment.
I said I'd
I'm
go
going
in
to try
last.
and go in where everyone else went in, because I was not welcome with Chult.
I said I would go in last because I want to.
I have so many very wrong jokes in my head right now, and I'm struggling not to say them.
So you pop yourself in here. Vendar, you can see that it turns left ahead of you, and you begin to wonder if this is just a loop. Since you can't tell that it's a loop from, like, the outside when you enter it.
I'll probably figure out if I round the corner and see Chult.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I gotta look.
Yeah, you can see Chult pressing himself up against the wall and trying to make himself as small as possible.
How tall is this particular tunnel?
It's big enough for a medium creature. It's like 6 feet, so that the Dragonborn have to duck.
I'm going to tell everyone just to kind of move forward a little bit so I can get further in.
There were 3 in the bed, and the little one said, "Roll over." They all rolled over, and Vendar fell out. Sure. Alright, you're hiding in there. Because you are now in one of the side paths, and you are deep in it, Vendar, you are no longer able to hear the voices of the people you'd heard ahead. I think I might have left off the most important part that I had said when you were not paying attention, which was the last thing that you heard the male say was, "Wait, I hear someone coming."
Oh, that is important.
Yeah.
Sounds like they heard us. Either that or somebody else is coming.
Well, now we're not coming.
And now we can't hear if anybody else is coming, so good job, guys.
A+ for effort. So
I am going to use minor illusion
Mhm.
just to create a large boulder block this area just to south of me to make it look like.
That's a good idea. Too bad I can't go over to where Chult is and do that for him because he was an ass.
So I guess so we're just patiently waiting, guys, right?
How long will you patiently wait?
Raiken's not going to be that patient.
Give me a number of minutes you're willing to wait.
Let's wait.
60.
Raiken's willing to wait 5. He's stuck in a corner between everyone.
I want to say 30 minutes unless something comes up, so we'll go 30 minutes to see what happens.
Yeah, 5 minutes is less than 30, sorry.
How long have we been at this? Since I cast Pass Without Trace.
About an hour.
That's how long it lasts.
So yeah, that's done.
Fun.
And I'll also just alert everyone saying like, yeah, the spell I cast that made you quiet it's gone now. So
Shut the hell up! Alright, well, I had already chosen that it would take 5 minutes for one of the voices you heard to get here.
Is it the person or the trader?
Or something else.
Da-da-dum.
I hope so, not something else.
There
Red
is...
bow is being sussed.
So for
purple worm.
the seconds stretch out as you wait these 5 tense minutes to see if this group potentially will pass you by. You can feel the sweat trickling down your face as the stress and now the warmth of being packed into this tiny tunnel with literally everybody you know or care about in close proximity builds on you. And you notice, Vendar, that it is entirely too quiet until suddenly there is screaming.
Is it Chult?
You do hear Chult's voice screeching echo down the tunnel. Ah! Masters!
I'd like to try and weave my way past people to
Nope.
blast the Drow.
Can't. It's too tight.
Even though I have the half an ability to move through like enemy spaces and stuff.
Ooh.
There are not Dragonborn over here. What does that work on? What is the size difference needed? One size category?
Yes, one size category larger.
Very well. I will allow you to try to do that. Everyone must roll initiative.
I'm just going to telepath to Vendar, asking, what's happening over there?
Sounds like they found Chult.
Tristan, how much headspace is above us?
Huzzah!
For you, none.
We have the
Damn it.
crowd.
You're ducking.
I was gonna lift where
Mr. 7 feet 7 inches, you're in a 5 foot tall tunnel.
What do you
Like,
get for being
the
tall?
helmet scraping on the ceiling.
You're like super crouched down to be in here.
Damn it.
Walking around the
no,
corner is
I
going to be very awkward.
Back to normal.
Pivot to Dragonborn.
I almost beat Vendar. Almost.
Almost. Not quite.
I need a 19 to beat you.
I got... Wait, only 20 counts. Does natural 1 count to being last in the list, right?
Natural 1, you're last. Natural 20, you're first.
Alright,
What
well,
did you get? There. So I got an 18.
Right, I put in the wrong number. I got distracted and did my math wrong.
Mm.
There, that's a more accurate number.
Mm.
So to be more accurate, you couldn't have actually beat me.
I could have on natural 20.
True, on that 20 would have automatically put you at the top.
Raiken with a strike in 5.
I beat everyone for last place. Ha!
You did.
Damn.
It's not golf.
All at
Two
once.
Dragonborn at last.
Derek, it is it is. No, it isn't if there's brain suckers involved, because I was feeling that you guys would be the first ones to be involved and deal with them, and then I could not.
You're last in line with a straw.
Wow, actually, this is kind of sad. Last session, I got a nat 20. This one, I got a nat 1. What the fuck?
You know, to be fair, this actually works out because the two Dragonborn are trapped between everybody else.
I mean, if
So we're gonna have to wait anyways to move.
That's a fair point.
if you're gonna lie about a die, at least make it something interesting.
Dragonborns.
I don't lie about die because when shit happens, it is always interesting. Because it's like, oh, well, there goes that idea. See, you might want to expect the game to go a certain way, but the destiny of the dice deem otherwise.
Indeed. Alright, that'll do for now.
At least my new die decided to go to give me something else than I won. It's so typical, like new dice. They're also untrustworthy.
They just need to warm up. You gotta give them love,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to inspire in them the fear of you.
The fear.
Yeah.
You gotta threaten him with a hammer.
No,
So far
we
they're-
talked about that so long ago. It's still bad. It's still bad.
So far they're judging my lack of self-control when it comes to buying more die.
Okay. Yukikaze, nat 1?
That one.
Nat 1. Vendar,
Got a 23.
23. What's your plus? Total plus?
Plus 5.
Plus 5. Roll another d20.
That's a lot of decks that they got over there.
Yep.
I guess a lot of initiative. Not necessarily decks, but...
Will I add anything to it, or just...
No, just a d20.
Alright, I got a 9.
Alright, they got a 2, so. Go ahead of them. Cyrus,
Yep,
what'd you get?
21.
21. Okay. Lair,
19.
19.
Make it easy
Raiken.
for you. Just go in the list.
5.
5. Leah,
13.
13. Double,
12.
12. Alright. Take Yukikaze. Move him to the bottom. Used to be the top. Those halcyon days. And then I think the rest of this was right. Let's see, boom, boom. Oh, no. There we go. There we go. Done. Okay. So, that's our initiative order, now that you guys have jammed yourself in this tunnel. And definitely not made things harder for yourselves. Not at all.
I'm glad you agree.
I have a feeling that my eyesight around 3 and 4 a.m. is going to struggle with the Lar and Leah right after each other there.
Probably. That is too little. 50. Good enough. Alright. So... Cool. Alright. Alright, Cyrus. We're moving through this. Okay, I guess I can start with Vendar. So, Vendar, you hear this screaming, and you peek around the corner, and you see a drow thrust a sword, a silvery sword, into Chult, who screams out for you, saying, "Oh, Masters, help!" And immediately there is darkness at the end of the tunnel, and you can no longer see the drow.
Can I see Chult?
You can see Chult. He is down. He is laying on the ground. You cannot tell if he's dead or alive. Well, he's whimpering, so you guess he's alive.
But I can't see the drow on the other side. Okay.
There's just like this wall of darkness all of a sudden.
Can I just shoot my musket into the... over Chult?
You can try. You'll be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I, as I see him take out this musket, like, can I hold my ears as a free action?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now my assassinate ability says I have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken its turn yet in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Does that count this?
We'll count it so that you're at normal.
Okay. It's a 15 to hit.
Okay. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw. In fact, I would like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 20.
Oh no. What the hell?
Somebody fired a gun in a tiny, tiny cave space.
I
What do you
didn't
think
make it.
happened?
It didn't make it.
Didn't make it. Well, yeah, you don't get my +3 either.
I did get the +3 and didn't make it.
Jebel and Bendar are the two that don't get +3s.
It wouldn't have helped anyway.
Yeah,
14.
DC 20.
DC 20 is near impossible for me to get. But I mean, I do get the bonus from Raiken, but it's still not. I mean,
Oh wait, Raiken still counts right now?
Yeah, you get +3 from him.
yeah.
Oh, thank
So
you, Raiken, you saved me!
yeah, I mean that puts me at 13.
Okay.
So yeah, not
So-
gonna happen.
If you did not make the save, I want you to take 3 points of thunder damage.
Ow.
I also want you to drop anything that is in your hand as you clap your hands over your ears.
I was already holding my ears, right?
You're fine with that then.
Oh, good thing I'm immune.
Actually, you were already holding your ears because he had taken the thing out. You can roll one more die. Roll with advantage, basically. Leah.
Didn't help.
Okay, so still 3 thunder damage, and you have disadvantage on any actions you take in the next turn.
Does this bring Chult?
You're
into
welcome.
David Grove?
It might.
You hear him whimpering. There's a loud
did I
sound
even
and
hit?
then silence.
You can't tell because you fired into a wall of darkness.
I don't even think I hit.
You do know that this sound, the absolute crack of splintering rock inside your head rings through this tunnel back and forth for what feels like minutes. As you begin to regain a sense of yourself and the world, you find that your vision whited out for a minute just from the sheer trauma of the sound against you. You will hear the tail end of that gruff, masculine voice you heard earlier, Vendar, saying, "More here!"
Is Vendar really actually able to hear that with the ears ringing?
I'm telling him that he picks that up in spite of his new tinnitus.
Wop, wop.
Ma.
But
So the rifle is on the ground. The damage is taken. You have disadvantage on any actions that you try to perform that require a roll on your next turn if you failed that save. So it sounds like everybody except for Yukikaze.
The one that went last.
I don't know. I didn't hear if Raiken made it or not.
No, I only got 11.
Oh, man.
But I don't take any damage, so I just have the disadvantage.
Okay, then it becomes the bad guy's turn. I'm gonna put up the bad guy's stats on this monitor so that I can do both things. So he's going to... move here. So there's going to be a twisting of shadows next to you, and he's going to materialize directly in front of you, Vendar.
Who invited
Like
the
that.
shadow dancers?
And he's going to,
Go
like,
right now.
you're going to just see this dark violet drow face with brilliant red eyes in the gloom sneering at you, and then you see, like, he looks up and sees to, like, quickly take a head count of the rest of the people he can see. And you're going to just see that sneer turn into a grin, and his eyes go wild, and he raises a hand, and all of you now have to make a dex saving throw.
Oh, why, of all things?
Dice, we need to talk.
Yeah,
Stop
I'm
sucking.
throwing away the one that screwed me on the freaking save.
All people in a line or all?
I am determining that. 20-foot cube within range, centered here. So all of you.
Okay, at least
So it's going to be, yeah, it's everybody, because he's centering a cube on Raiken that is 20 feet on a side, so he is just outside of it.
Does Raiken's bonus count for saves, or is it just...
Raiken is conscious, so yes. You still get his +3 to dex save.
Okay.
His +3 is for all of your saves.
That is
That's
23.
22.
14.
It was decent, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I got a 15.
Okay.
Got an 18.
Okay. Jebel?
Got 19.
Okay. Well, congratulations to everybody except Cyrus.
I got it by one! Holy crap! I tied it!
There is a blast of crawling fire out from under Raiken, and it seems to lick its way up each person's body as you shift and move and pat it off of you. It goes out, with the exception of Cyrus, who is now illuminated, shedding dim light from this aura of flame around his body.
Oh joy. Fairy fire. Yet again. I rolled a 7, man. Come on.
At least you're in the back, so you can run away to remove the light from the rest of us.
He can't really. Well,
He is then going to step around the corner, out of sight of everyone except
Right.
for Vendar.
Sorry, I looked at Giabol, not Cyrus.
And
You're
actually,
both small and similar.
he's going to just back up all the way out through the darkness again. So you can make an attack of opportunity on him if you want to, Vendar. With whatever melee weapons in your hand.
I could do that, but I would use my reaction. I don't know if I want to use my reaction.
It's up to you.
Also, didn't you drop the?
He
weapon
dropped the
in his
gun,
hand
so he's
before
got no
the
melee
gun?
weapon in his hand. He could punch
So you
him.
Punch him.
So yeah, I'm just gonna let him go.
Okay. You just see the pinnacle of smug on his face. And that'll do it for his turn, which, if I pull this back up, makes it Cyrus' turn.
Alright. I'm going to pick up my sword from the ground,
Mm-hmm.
because I would have had that drawn since I was expecting combat. And then I'm going to move to the square next to Vindar on the left side.
I do have a question. When do you draw it? Because remember that it uncontrollably sheds dim light.
Right. Then I guess I wouldn't have drawn it because of that feature.
Okay.
So then I guess I just draw it and move towards the square to the left of Vindar.
Acceptable. Alright, because you are tiny halfling and you are fleet-footed and able to find little weird places to crawl around people, you make your way uncomfortably past them in this very small area. You guys may or may not feel somewhat violated. You get to the corner and you see Chult at the end of the small tunnel, curled up on the ground. It's hard to tell if he's dead or alive, but might be alive.
I noticed something.
What's that?
That was 30 feet of movement, not 25. I can't move there.
Oh, that's right, you're small. Wait, you were here, right?
So I guess I'll have to bonus action on that. How to ruin the plan.
Oh, they still count as difficult terrain for you?
Yes, I believe so. So I guess I did bonus action cast haste, so as your description isn't unwarranted.
I mean, you can always just move here. It wouldn't change much other than your ability to see things. Unless, if you want to cast haste, you can.
Well, I'd love to be able to get over there and cast Wall of Fire, but I don't see a way to do that.
Okay.
So instead, I will cast haste because I need to get them off Chult.
Okay.
And I'll move down as far as I can next to Chult if possible.
Okay, so that was 30, so 35, 40, 45 to get to Chult is what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, yeah. So you are next to Chult. He appears to be breathing very shallow, and he is bleeding profusely from a wound in his gut.
Do I need to use my regular action, or can I use my hasted action to use the Gnomish Rod of Healing?
No, it has to be your regular action.
Okay. Then I guess I would have just regular action casted haste instead, since I can't do anything with... Never mind. I'm getting myself confused. So I'll use my action, and I will use the Gnomish Rod of Healing to give him 3 charges worth.
Alright,
So
you may roll
3d8.
3d8s.
He gets 13 points of healing.
13 points of healing. Okay, you see his wounds close up entirely and he gasps. And begins, like, checking his stomach, and finds that he is okay.
Alright, and I've already drawn the sword, because I would have used it as my spellcasting focus, so I can't draw another weapon to throw at the guy. So what are my hasted action options? suppose I could try and dash to get out of here. Dash, disengage.
What is your total movement when you're hasted?
It's 50, so I'd have 5 more, but if I dashed, I'd have another 50.
Okay.
I could take the hide action, except he's not big enough for me to hide behind.
He's the same size as you.
So I will take the dash action and get out of there.
Okay.
And try and move into the space in front of Chult.
Okay. What happens when you move into enemy squares?
Well, I could either move through it, or I guess I'd be causing us both to squeeze or something.
Alright, so I mean, like, you just say, fuck it, you jump, you know, you jump as carefully as you can over the prone form of Chult as he's checking himself for injuries, and into the wall of darkness, and find that you immediately run into someone's leg. You cannot see anything. I believe you cannot see in magical darkness, that is correct?
I cannot.
Okay. You cannot see anything. You just know that you ran into what felt like a knee and a shin.
Alright, then I guess I'd try and move to the far side of him and say, he's right here! Trying to, like, point out where he is in the darkness with my voice. Like, he's between me and the tunnel.
Okay. I love this idea. Is that where you are ending your movement?
No, I would then sidestep so as not to get shot by stray arrows. Possibly purple worm poison covered arrows, because those would hurt.
Okay. Next, that's the end of your turn, right?
That's the end of my turn, yes.
Okay, Lair.
May I get inspiration for attempting to heal, our guide as I, let me see what the exact one is. For my person. What?
I said yes, please provide the justification.
If someone's in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help. As I was trying to immediately jump to get them off of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Inspiration for you. Laramundus. You got a wall of lizard meat behind you. You got this little gnome in front of you, and beyond that, a giant boulder.
I'm going to telepath. Are we maintaining the illusion of the boulder, or are we exiting that way?
Oh, we're going.
Is it possible for me to squeeze through his square, as he is a size category smaller?
I'm a gnome.
I think the passive for the halfling is just about enemies, so yeah, you could squeeze. Yeah. Because he is a size category smaller than you. You have no shot at squeezing around the Dragonborn.
Yeah, I would have to use magic there. So
10, 15.
Get into... I'm waiting for my
20,
to load up.
25, 30. So you can make it out to the opposite side of the tunnel. But also get to the end of the tunnel and then move. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 20, 25, 30.
I'm going to go straight south.
Okay, so just so you're aware, that puts you against the wall with a stalagmite behind you. As you come out, you do see this cloud of darkness that your dark vision does not penetrate. At the end of the tunnel, you cannot see Chult. And as you move across, you do become aware, as you come to the south here, of Cyrus, like, pointing his glowing sword at the darkness.
Cyrus is out of the dark. The darkness is only this one guy.
Yeah, the darkness is this 1 5-foot square.
Oh. Interesting. Can I magic missile the darkness?
You don't have a target you can see.
Rude.
You successfully magic missile the darkness. Your missiles strike the cloud of billowing magic and shatter, and that's it.
I was intending to cast Minor Illusion to make more rock next to the stalagmite and then fall prone.
You're gonna cover yourself with rock? Okay. Minor illusion, you make another boulder over here, and you hide inside it. The bravest wizard in the land.
There's the darkness there, which Cyrus says has the dude. And then, I suppose I could chill touch and just have disadvantage, because he's... I don't see the other... the source of the other voice.
Not as yet, no.
Okay. Can I instead chill touch at the square of the darkness and then move to that square but not fall prone?
Sure.
So not with minor illusion. So
No minor illusion, no falling prone. You're going to try and chill touch instead.
Well, the first die that I rolled was a 1 on die. So
Nice.
With disadvantage, I don't think I can do better than that. The other one was a 16 on die.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that misses.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that misses. you send your ghostly hand into the cloud and hear and see nothing.
Chult, however, sees a hand crawling out of the darkness, like, towards him before it disappears.
You just hear, ah!
Like, reaches up and then, like, curls backwards and then just poofs.
You're rude. You're very mean. Leah, you are totally safe.
Well, considering this guy can just poof and everywhere, I don't consider myself safe. So, but there's not room for me to move anywhere.
Oh, I don't
So-
know how he would work, because he could have made bright light.
Yeah, so for the moment, I'm just gonna Blade Ward.
Okay. You cast Blade Ward. Any movement?
Nah, I'm just gonna sit there.
Okay.
So I just protect myself from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing in case he comes and tries to stab.
Yep. Alright. Jebel.
I'm going to move out of the cave,
Alright.
out of this side.
10 feet of movement used. 15 left. There is a cloud of darkness that your dark vision cannot penetrate. So you cannot see Chult or Cyrus. But you do see Laramendus standing here with his wand in hand, having just cast a spell.
Okay, I'm going to cast Daylight. Point within range, I'm going to center it my side of the darkness.
Daylight, will that affect the Drow's, like, poor
No.
eyesight thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it
just
might
like-
get rid of his darkness.
As weird as it is, the spell Daylight does not produce daylight.
It does not produce sunlight.
Right. So it's kind of like a slightly cloudy day. You don't see the sun, but it's bright
Alright,
enough.
what level is daylight?
3rd level.
Okay, and where are you creating it exactly? The square right next to his darkness?
Yeah, my side of his.
And that produces bright light for 20 feet?
60. 60 bright light, and then 60 dim light.
Okay. So, until these, so there's harsh shadows still behind the, stalagmites wherever they are, opposite your, I will just do a little erase, I think. Erase. Here. And here. And here. And here. So that we have an understanding of where this light actually affects. Making me clean up all my other maps. Jerk.
Well, at least this light doesn't move. I think.
Okay. And you see the cloud of darkness melt away, revealing the Drow. He is dressed in all dark gray colors. You do not see any of the symbolism on him that Yukikaze described.
Okay.
"15 feet of movement, anything else?"
Oh yeah, I forgot that I dropped my staff. Is that is it a free action to pick it up, or?
It can be part of your move action.
Okay, and I would have done so. 15 feet of movement. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to move down just to one north of Larmendis, so I'm not blocking the entrance to the side passage.
Okay. Very well. Then, after Jebel, it is Raiken. You can see that, like, the boulder blocking the end of your passage is sort of glowing a little bit.
But Jebel one never said anything like this.
He's just saw Jebel, like, suddenly grab his staff and then run forward directly through the boulder.
You did also see Laramendus move through the boulder and ask if we were maintaining the illusion or going through the boulder.
True.
And the other saying no.
Yeah. We're gonna exit, he said.
Okay. Well, Raiken's trapped between people.
You got Misty Step, right?
I do. That's what I was figuring I was gonna have to use. So I will use Misty Step. Let's see. To a place I can see. I can't see past the boulder, so I guess I have to go to the space before the boulder.
Mm-hmm.
So I will do that.
So that's your bonus action. You now have 30 feet of movement. You can move.
I guess actually before that, I would need to pick up my weapon.
You can do that.
Okay. So I picked up my weapon, then I Misty Step, then I go through the boulder.
Yep. 10 feet of movement down. You can now see that there is an orb of light shedding bright light next to you, and it is, the Drow is standing next to it with a silvery sword in his hand, hissing at it.
Okay. And so do I still have 20?
You still have 20 feet.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to where the orb is and
Okay.
the Drow. And Raiken will attack.
I have a quick question.
What?
Was Raiken using a shield?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just curious if that also was dropped as well.
You can't.
Or anything more.
He can't drop his shield. It's strapped to his arm. That's why it takes an action to put on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, even if he let go of it, it wouldn't fall off.
Good to know.
That's why you can use items with your shield hand, but then you don't get the benefit of the shield, because you're not controlling it anymore. They just said you lose the AC bonus from the shield, but if you can pick up somebody's weapon with your shield hand, so in case you don't have an offhand or whatever, and that means that you now have their weapon, like what the fighter did to Vendar in his fight. He grabbed Vendar's weapon so that Vendar couldn't take it back, and he held it in his shield hand, but he couldn't use his shield at that point.
Alright. I guess I didn't know how shields worked.
And
I was just curious.
they strap over your arm, and then there's a handle that you use to control it. So when your hand's not on the handle, like when you're holding something, it's sort of just like flopping around on your arm on this belt loop around your arm.
Alright, good to know. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
you said you're attacking.
Yes. God damn it. 15.
A 15 will miss as he deftly, sidesteps and ducks under your axe as it swings through the air.
Alright, well, there goes that die, and I will go again. Oh my god, well, that's going, yeah, that missed. It was a 1.
Oh,
Still
man. He, you go to swing again, and he angles his blade so that your axe head rides up it and into the wall, cleaving a chip of stone free.
Oh, alright, that's Raiken's turn.
You just hear him muttering, "Outsiders do not belong here." So after Raiken, it is Yukikaze.
I blacked out for a second. How did Raiken get past me?
He used Misty Step.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I did use
Since
it.
your badass is in the way.
Oh, yeah, thanks. So, I guess I'm gonna be crawling my way out of the hole.
So you crawl up to here, and there's that boulder in front of you, but you've watched everybody run straight through it like it's not really there. Are you going to do the same?
Well, yeah, because I saw jumping past it.
Okay, so 20 feet of movement gets you out the end. You can see Jebel and Laramendis standing in front of you, and then to your right, you see Raiken in combat with a Drow as he's sort of stepped himself inside of an orb of light that is illuminating this area like the sun, though not quite like the sun. But it is as bright as day out here now.
Alright.
We can see color.
You can see color. It's all like gray and black stone with like green and blue algae growing on it. It's amazing. You are missing so much.
So I can clearly see it, his body completely. Do I recognize what house he's from?
The thing that you notice is that he doesn't seem to be wearing any recognizable ornamentation.
Alright. Did Zephyr tell us anything about anyone that would be wearing the ornamentation?
He didn't mention it. Well, I didn't mention it to you then, but, you can roll a quick history check.
Okay. Because I was wondering...
DC is gonna be, 17.
I gotta fire this dice.
I die.
I would like to donate my inspiration.
I mean,
Remain.
I'm down to 1d20. I've used up like 3 or 4 of them.
You jailed all of the others.
Yes.
Oh man.
It was probably wasted. I'm sorry, Cyrus. The die is just being rebellious. I got a 1 and then an 8, so that's 5 and 12.
12 is not going to be enough for you to remember why they might not have any markings. You don't recall it coming up. You remember going over all the symbols. You remember going over the keyword, the passphrases, and you remember going over like some important names of people who are supposed to be in Umbralite. But nothing about people stalking the tunnels without a symbol on them. That sounds pretty dangerous. You have 10 feet of movement.
It does sound pretty dangerous, and they'd be good at disguising themselves. Alright, yeah, I'll move toward Raiken and then just draw one weapon. I'll draw Hiryu, and that's it.
Okay, you've got Hiryu in your hand. You are wielding only one weapon. You know that you can draw 2.
Yeah, but I'm choosing not to.
Okay, that's fine. Then it goes back to the top of the order. Yes, with Vendar.
Is the blackness still up?
No, you can now see that there is a drow with a sword in hand and a hand crossbow hanging from his belt, standing in bright light.
Alright, well, I'm gonna pick up my gun off the ground, and then can I shoot with my bow? Or is
Well, if
that-
you pick up the gun off the ground, then the gun is in your hand.
Now, does it take an action to reload?
I believe it has the loading action. I believe it takes one action. You fire with an action, you reload with an action, fire with an action kind of thing. So it takes an extra turn, whereas like the thunder gun was 2 actions to reload. I have the note on it here. Hang on. No, I have the note on it here. Got to search the wrong computer.
Alright, well, I guess I'll leave the gun on the ground for now then, and I'll
Okay.
shoot with my bow.
Yeah, it seems mostly fine.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
He is wearing studded leather.
I use sharpshooter.
Okay.
Doesn't it mean that you can only fire once per round?
This is special. This isn't the same as having the reload tag. He fired with Dex or Int.
Alright.
Oh no, that's a Thunder Gun, excuse me. Fired with Dex or an action to reload, yeah. So it takes an action to reload it.
Okay, well, I got a 20 to hit.
A 20 to hit. Okay, that is going to hit.
And I get sneak attack because Raiken's next to him.
It appears that should be the case, yes. Yes.
I didn't use poison for this, so...
I assume you're still using the fire bowstring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so that's 37 points of fire damage.
Okay. Pretty good. Good hit. 6. That definitely looked like it hurt. A bolt of flame suddenly shoots out of the end of the tunnel and pierces into him, and he cries out as it singes its way through his leather armor and into his flesh. Okay. That it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. He is going to try to step away from Raiken. He is not disengaging, so...
Haha! Good. I can use my Sentinel. Yeah. Finally! 29.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. And it wouldn't even matter if he took the disengage action because it still would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Fine, I can do that. I need a D8. That is not a D8. That is not a D8. That's a D8. Ha! Alright, that is 9 points of silvered slashing non-magical damage.
9 points. That's...
And his speed is reduced to 0.
Yes. Okay. Okay. He's looking pretty hurt. But it is still his turn. So he is going to attack. And he is going to attack Cyrus.
I'm the only one that failed to save.
Mm-hmm.
If only my reaction to get
Which
taken
he
away.
crits on.
Did he maintain concentration on Firefire? From the damage that he took from both sides?
Yeah, right. Yes, he did.
Okay.
His con is incredibly high.
Not surprised. I figured he would make it, but...
And he rolled a 19 on the die.
For both hits?
Yes.
The arrow and... Go.
Oh, well, sorry. That one he rolled a 15 on the die.
Okay.
But he did crit this attack. So he's going to attack with his Shadow Sword. Which deals... 16 non-magical piercing damage.
How much?
16, 1-6.
Okay. Okay.
And then 20 necrotic damage. And then 20 poison damage.
What the heck? The damage just stop with this thing.
No. And then he gets to attack again.
It's so hard to say.
And
Well,
as he strikes you with the blade,
Cyrus.
as he strikes you with the blade, you see the square between you and the stalagmite here fill with shadow. Right here as well. That was Eraser. Not what I wanted. Right there. Which some of it gets to remain because of the positioning of the light. No, it wouldn't, just because of dissipation. So that fills with shadow, and then he strikes you again. You only got a 27 this time.
I mean, I have an AC of 19, so I still get hit, but I'm trying here.
So you're going
I'm
to
doing pretty
take
good for a sorcerer.
18 points of non-magical I'm sorry, 18. 8 points of non-magical piercing damage.
And then I assume another 10 of necrotic and another 10 of poison.
You guessed it.
Alright, I am down with 5 left over.
You are prone?
I assume so.
Okay.
I got to roll concentration for the last time I got hit, but that seems a bit moot now.
It is. It is. It's okay. So, he got stopped in his... You saw him get whacked by Raiken as he tried to move away. And he just sort of, like, growls and curses in Undercommon. Turns to you as you're still blazing with fairy fire. He just smirks again and just stabs you twice with this seemingly magical blade.
This feels familiar. Drow and me dying instantly.
The other way around, though?
Yeah, I was hoping that pattern would continue, but apparently it's just as me, not whoever the Drow is.
Alright, so... Excuse me, I just lost my window here after that guy. It becomes Cyrus, so please start your turn with a death saving throw.
Yay! I'm gonna laugh this a 1, because I used my inspiration on you because it's not a 1, but I thought it was for a second, because it is a 7.
Okay, so 1 failure. There.
Wait, where's Raiken?
He's within
right
10
there,
of you.
So I got 10.
Ah, 1 success. Lair.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Nope. I mean, you can kind of see him, so you know he fell. You didn't see the attack that did it, though.
I am going to... I can see him well enough that with my spell sniper, it doesn't matter that he has cover for me, or I can't see him well enough for that.
I think that given the arrangement of things here, he's going to have full cover from your current position.
Okay, if I moved to 1 north east of Jebel, would that be okay?
Yeah,
Or...
that would be okay, because now you're just trying to look past people, which is fine.
Okay, cool.
It was just this big stalagmite plus a person.
Yeah. Makes sense. So I will move there. And I will... I'm trying to decide how likely is it that he has magic cast upon him. Without having seen everything that he was doing, I probably don't think it's all that likely. Let's So I am going to, instead of Dispel Magic, I will cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level,
Okay.
which will be 3 rays, which will hopefully not
Vanquish him.
suck. I don't need I just need them to not miss all of them. It's the little things, you know? You don't need to ask for a lot. The first one is a 24,
That'll hit.
followed by a 22,
That'll hit.
followed by a 13,
That will miss.
followed by a 19.
That will hit.
Okay, cool. The first one does almost max 11 points of fire damage.
Okay.
The second hit does 7 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And the third hit does 10 points of fire damage.
Okay. Give me just a second. I put some numbers in the wrong place on my notes here, and that was about to be bad.
I also don't know that he had done any teleporting around or anything like that.
You did not see him do any of those kinds of movements. Alright, well, he is not yet bloodied. After Lair, it is Leah.
Yes, and now I can move, so... Where's my movement again? 30?
30.
So I can get there?
Yeah, 30 would take you inside the boulder.
Well, I know the boulder's fake.
Yes, I'm just letting you know that you're inside it, you can see out, but anybody looking will just see a boulder. Believe that's still true, right, Sam? You can see out through your illusions?
If you interact with it such that you know it is an illusion, it becomes... You can see it, but it's like...
Just
something
a
that's
haze.
just it's like you can tell that there is an illusion there, you know what it looks like, but you can see through it. You know that it's not
So
there.
yeah, if you get inside your own illusion, you can effectively see out of it, but anybody who doesn't know it's an illusion couldn't see in.
Right. What is the purple one? The purple square?
What, this one here? Right below Raiken?
Yeah.
That is an area that's not being illuminated by the sunlight spell. The daylight spell, excuse me.
Okay. Okay, so then I can move there, but that is risky. I'm gonna move to that purple square. So a double move.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna have to just wait there, because that is all I can do. That was just Lorelei.
That is. I am curious as to what Leah's reasoning for going to that square is. Not yours, Leah's.
Oh, we're gonna hide behind the orange is a pillar, isn't it?
This is a pillar, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna hide behind the pillar and be able to fire whatever people are. Like I see where my friends are fighting.
Yeah. But I mean, you could do the same from here.
I can shoot from there.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, well, in that case, I would just stand there. I thought I couldn't shoot through 3 of my friends.
I think that you can. Plus, do you have spell sniper?
No.
Oh.
Then that would be a lot of cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Just didn't seem normal to want to move so close to the danger.
Hmm. I can put me 1 square to the right instead.
Okay.
Yeah, because then I'm more protected.
You are protected. Here you cannot see the enemy, though.
Yeah, but I can just move forward, shoot,
Okay.
move back again.
Okay. Alright, would you like to do anything else, or double move and done?
Double and done.
Okay, Jebel.
I know. 10, 15, 20, 25. 25 movement will put me to south of the Drow.
Uh, 25 would put you here. Crossing corners of structures, not a thing.
Okay.
Is that still where you want to go?
Actually, would moving past Leah...
It causes the difficult terrain, so that's why it's 25 here, even though it only says 20. 5, 10, 25.
Oh, so no, so if Leah wasn't there...
Then you could make it.
Okay. No, I was a bit confused there for a second. No, that's fine.
Okay. Or you could double move.
No,
Move another 5. Double
I'm
move.
going to Thorn Whip from where I am.
Okay. Does he make a... Is that an AC attack, or does he have to roll something?
It's an AC attack. I'm just
Okay.
checking something. Okay. No, it's just... Okay. Yeah. Well, that's it. What is that? 13, I think.
13 total?
Yeah.
That will miss.
What my bonus actions are... Nothing. I'm gonna stay where I am. That's it.
Okay. So, after Jebel is Raiken.
Raiken is going to attack him.
Okay.
And his first is only a 17.
You hit.
Alright. That is 13 points of silver non-magical slashing damage.
Okay. Bloody.
And then he will attack again. This time he misses.
There we go. Okay. Anything else?
Let's see. No, that's it.
Okay. Then... Yukikaze.
Alright. I know we got this handled. we're a bunch of bastards that are super strong, and I want to make sure I'm not missing anything, so I want to roll history again just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything or missing anything. Damn it, Dice, you're just not working with me today. I only got a 14.
A 14 will miss.
It's not for hitting. Did you?
Oh, I'm sorry, history. To try and know what's going on with him?
Yeah, like what kind of draw he is, because I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything, and I know that we're handling the battle, so I figured I'd stand back and try to remember something.
Okay. No, it's still not. If you talked about it, it's just not coming to you.
Damn it. I will telepath and ask, are we planning on killing him? We should, like, maybe get him for... keep him alive for questioning. And then I'll end there.
Okay.
We should also be wary of the second voice.
It's true.
That makes it, Vendar's turn.
Oh no, it's almost my turn. I'm gonna die.
Don't you have one success?
And? He could be a spiteful drow and just stab me since he knows he's going out.
It's okay, we got Revivify.
Vendar?
God, I was muted. Can I roll hide?
You may try.
Ooh, not good. 15.
Okay. What would you like to do now?
I shoot him.
Okay, you may shoot him. You do not have advantage.
It was not good. 13 to hit.
13 will miss. He, like, realizes that you're still up there shooting at him. You almost see, like, this look of, oh shit, I forgot something. He, like, looks at you, sees the arrow coming, and just barely, like, gets his head out of the way.
Shit.
Okay.
Rolled poorly in both of those rolls. Got a 2 and a 4.
I'm very sorry. What else you got? Anything, movement or anything?
Yeah, I'll take 30. I'll go around the corner and try to, as far down the hall towards Laramander as I can get.
Okay, so over to the right.
Yeah.
Okay. You get to there with 30 feet. Alright. It becomes bad guy's turn. And at this point, you are going to hear a female voice return. Question, do I already have? I probably do, but it's dangerous. Save first. Save first. I think I need to go in this one. Sometimes when I change folders, it gets unhappy. Looks like I should have one properly named in this folder. I see one that isn't named. You know what? That's fine. I'll just use the one that isn't named. I'll just pull this here. Quickly do a edit. Right. Now, some of you have seen these before.
Pretty much everyone that's conscious minus Laramindus and Jebel.
Laramindus probably has seen them.
Probably.
Alright, everyone that's conscious minus Jebel.
Save this. You can. That's Raiken. Save. Boom. It's going to appear here. And it has a move speed of that. So, going to squeeze, and then squeeze, getting it here. Oops, wrong one. Delete. Oh, there's... Come on. Oh, it's... Ah, there it is. Yes. Squeeze. He's gonna be there. Now it's a party.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
A drider partly.
Oh. Excellent. So. This one, after it squeezes into that location, is going to cast a spell.
Can I see that it is casting a spell?
Indeed.
I am going to counterspell.
Since it seems to me that it's just regular spellcasting that's just innate, and they don't require any materials. You counterspell. What spell slot are you going to spend on it?
A 4th level spell slot.
Okay, you spend a 4th level spell slot, you may roll.
Okay. That is a 25.
You successfully counterspell a 15th level spell.
Sweet, I always wanted to do that. Got a 16 on dice, so it would have been good even without being an abjuration wizard.
Alright, so she starts casting and poof, you shut her down. The other one comes around the corner and draws a... Ooh. Also casts a spell.
I only got the one reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Because she was going to take advantage of the other spell, and it's not up. She's like, okay, I guess you didn't cast a spell, I'll do the work.
Someone's gotta pull the bait.
Right. So, gonna send her the spell on Leah.
Damn it, I can't counterspell. I had to look.
Which
I could.
means,
What,
hilariously...
There's a whole little problem of me being unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weakness of character. You should get over that.
I had 79 hit points before that guy's turn started. And then I didn't.
Maybe you should have had 80.
80 wouldn't have done it. I need like 84.
So, I guess the question is, because it doesn't say it, so does that mean Fairy Fire isn't blocked by physical objects? Like, it doesn't burst out like a fireball, where if you're on the other side of a pillar, it would be blocked. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
Is it a
It
dex
just says
save?
in the cube.
It is a dex save, and but it does just say a cube. It doesn't say
Then
blocked
it
by
should be,
stuff.
because dex saves are affected by cover. If something has full cover, it can't be targeted by a dex save.
Okay, that's a good explanation for that. Thank you. Okay, let's roll with that. So, because she's centering it on Leah, her ally, the Drow, doesn't have to make the save. It is 10, 20, so it ends right before her other ally, so her two allies are not affected. All of you, which you is not Cyrus. Cyrus is already affected by it. Raiken, Jebel, Leah, Yukikaze, Laramendis. That's it. Dex saves.
7.
DC is 13.
Man,
When I failed.
we got
This is the one I don't get.
We got Raiken's pluses.
Right. So is that a 7? I mean, so even if it's a 10, that's still going to be lower than 13. So Jebel, you're affected.
I got 20 if I don't have Raiken's bonus, and 23 if I do. So
You don't,
think
but
I-
20 is
I
still
don't.
high enough.
Do I get right as well? I'm close enough, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Because they got a 20.
So I
Okay.
got a 15.
15 is
And
high
my
enough.
inspiration screwed me. I failed.
Okay. You failed, Raiken?
Yep.
Okay.
I used my inspiration for nothing.
So you gain this. So, the 3 with purple triangles on them are affected by fairy fire. Attacks against them have advantage. And then this guy's gonna go. And he is kind of spitefully going to stab you. And roll piss poor even with advantage. He's going to move down here, which doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. And he's going to stab. Wow. I rolled a 4, an 8, an 8, and a 9. So that's an 18 to hit Jebel.
An 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I think it wasn't aiming for me. I think all of those would have hit except for like 4.
That means that you will take 5 points non-magical piercing, 10 points necrotic, 10 points poison, 25 total, or 28 total damage.
Jesus.
And a
I'm bloodied.
zone of darkness is going to open up.
If he's still in the
Here.
light,
Hmm.
the just the daylight spell dispels darkness of 3rd level or lower.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
Yes, I know. So you see, on the last time he did this, the darkness appeared and then quickly disappeared as it was created inside the light. And so, knowing that, he's going to make it appear, and then he's going to attempt to step into it, which now would provoke an opportunity attack.
Hint, hint.
Oh, is this supposed to be for me?
Okay, cool. No Raiken opportunity attack. We're cool. We're good.
All right, right, good opportunity attack. Ah, you missed. You got a 13.
Okay. So he steps there, bonus action, and... What can he do? What can he do? What can he do? Oh, yeah, he can absolutely do that. Okay. He's just gonna poof, appear over there. So, that'll be it for him. Which makes it... Pull this back up. Cyrus' turn. Does saving throw.
Uh, 20
Okay.
with Raiken's bonus.
Okay. So, you have 2 successful saves.
So, yep.
So you're back up.
No.
Well, you're conscious.
No.
No.
No,
No.
No. Not in...
it wasn't a
A
natural.
non-natural.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
Dirty 20. Soft 20.
Dirty 20. That makes sense. I like dirty 20 better.
Laramendis.
Hmm.
Two big speeders.
This is true. We don't really want any of them getting away.
On that note, as I was about to say, once he disappears, you do hear Undercommon as he gruffly, clearly pained, says, "I have to warn the cities." He's clearly trying to tell the Driders that he's about to leave.
Mm-hmm. Where's the range? First, 120 feet. So let's see. That would be very unsafe for me.
What do you mean
Because I
big
need
spiders are
very
unsafe?
concentration. So what I want to do is I want to wall of force him and be near him with light shedding from
Ash.
yeah. Which I can't safely be able to do in one turn.
It's the Underdark. Safety is not an option.
I mean, I don't mean safe. I mean, like, be able to do and believe that I might have one more, like, an extra turn of not just losing my concentration. Because I can't get close enough to
Honk.
step. Yeah. My movement can't get me close enough to Misty Step.
I believe that we...
I couldn't Misty Step and Wall of Force in a single turn anyway.
Mhm.
And he is currently in shadows.
He is currently in shadows. He got out of the bright light from the daylight spell.
Yeah.
And he is at least 65 feet away from you. Great line. So, actually, I don't think you can see him, because isn't your... Well, I don't know. Actually, you're technically only using dark vision for 5 feet? No, it's still a radius around you. So,
Yeah, it is.
he's outside of your dark vision. If you have 60 feet.
Okay, that's fine. So I don't even know.
You're not even sure where he actually appeared. Leah is sure.
It's okay.
Neville is pretty sure. Raiken, it's just totally, like, physically blocked from Raiken, so Raiken doesn't know. Really, the only people who have any idea where he might be are Leah and Jebel.
Am I physically blocked because
There's two giant
pillar
spiders, these
and
floor-to-ceiling
spider?
pillars, and this floor pillar. Yeah. Yeah. There's kind of just... There's just a lot.
I don't know that I have a way of doing that then. So I know the direction that the voice came from, though. Let me just... The wall cuts through a creature's face when it appears. The creature is pushed to one side of the wall. Could I move up to right behind Raiken? And if I am there, would I be able to see him?
No, you're totally physically locked from seeing him that way. That's not about dark vision.
If Raiken can't see him, you can't see him.
There's 2 giant spiders, a stalagmite, and then 2 floor-to-ceiling stalactites.
And a Raiken.
He had vision of the square from down where he was, just because the stalagmites are... the floor-to-ceiling ones are, they don't fully fill the space necessarily. He could see a portion of the square, which is the same as seeing the square. For the purposes of trying to get into it with a spell. There's just too much, like, from up here, there's just too much in the way. Too much big.
And one's next to Leah's, even if it was a good angle, I think it would still be just... We'd just be outside of my vision anyway. Right?
He's currently, if you went down to behind Leah, it would still be, let's see if we measure from that square, right at 60.
Which would... But I have no way of knowing that he would be visible there. So, 1, 2... Although I could try going behind Raiken, not see him, and then try going behind Leah with
like,
my movement.
I don't see anything. I'm gonna go over here and just like the short kid at the back of the concert.
Yeah.
Trying to jump up and see over people.
Am I able to see him from there?
If you move there, you will be reasonably confident that he's there.
And I can see that there is light in the square next to him.
Yep.
So, am I able to use Wall of Force to cut through his square so that I can push him into the light and then contain him within the light with panels of force?
Not sure on that one. Plus, doesn't he roll to save to choose which side he goes on?
Not with Wall of Force, you get to choose. Wall of Stone, they get to choose and make a save. Wall of Force, they just get pushed.
I guess you could say it's because Wall of Stone, they could probably see it being formed. Wall of Force, you can't see it.
I think that it's probably... I don't know that this square here would be illuminated while the Drider is here blocking light.
Okay.
Like, she'd be casting a shadow on it, basically. Just the way these other things are casting shadows from the light. And technically, even just going by my normal, thing, since... Oh, what the hell? No, don't do that. I said don't do that, I said escape. Hell. Since this one cast that way, this one should also cast that way. So technically that square isn't illuminated just because of the shadow cast from this, pillar. As you can see, this column here casts a shadow here. So, just by the same token. In any event, you could try that, but currently it seems like that square isn't illuminated.
Yeah, I mean, if there is no light there, then I couldn't, because there's no way I can get light in there without a second spell.
Right. Because, Ash is a cantrip. Like, for his spell level, he's basically just light.
I wouldn't need to use the spell for it.
No, but the light that he generates. Did we determine that it counted as a spell level other than cantrip? Because the light spell is a cantrip, and that does what he does, which is generate bright light. Which means it wouldn't be able to dispel a darkness spell of 2nd level. Unless, I guess, he used his daylight thing, that's the big one. Which is sunlight.
Oh, so my thinking had been that that's happening when he attacks. If he's in a place that he can't attack, then he can't generate that shadow. It could be entirely wrong. But, which was the purpose of containing him in Wall of Force. But I cannot do that. However, can I...
We are at our time limit. Do you want to think about this until next time? Should we hold initiative here, or do people want to finish the combat?
What do people
I
want
would
to do?
like to know if I live or die.
It will be suspenseful, though, Cyrus.
But I also understand that, it's getting late for people.
Also, these 2 squares of shadow are not shadow anymore. Obviously, they dissipated within the turn.
I will wait.
Can I ask one question?
What's that?
Can I as a player know if the Driders seem intent on attacking my corpse?
Unclear.
Alright. Then I'm still on the... I'd like to know, but I understand it's getting late.
Get to meet the Raven Queen again real soon.
You're like, hi, me again. Update. Figured out where I'd like to go.
I'll probably
be
get
back
pulled
later.
back here in a minute. Yeah.
So, sorry, I don't really get a choice. And I forgot to make it clear last time this happened. So, yeah.
Take
See you later.
care.
Maybe you should get chummy with her before you leave.
But yeah, looking at my spells, I'm not sure if I actually have a way that I could contain him.
Maybe she likes food like Death does in Supernatural.
Force land. From 10 feet. Then he'd be able to move because it's not gravel. Grasping hand wouldn't let me move it. So yeah, I don't think I have a way that I could do that, which means I can't.
I made a mistake.
What?
I downloaded like a desktop pet sort of deal. That is like there are the men from Among Us
Okay.
that just walks around my desktop. They just walks and crawl around my screen. And I allow them to breed and duplicate, and there's now 50 Among Us creatures all over my screen.
I mean, you didn't need to be able to see the game, right? So, do you want to hold off on your turn, make a declaration, hold initiative until we come back? Malachi wants to end here.
I
Jeb.
have no strong vote on if we're calling it here. So if other people are,
Jeb,
Reference
you
them.
usually have a hard stop. So, are we hard stopping?
If we could. Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Okay. And Guaco's pretty tired anyway, so.
Yeah,
You
I've
good with that?
gone past tired at this point, really.
Oh no. Okay, well, I think that's 3 votes in favor, and I think that we should be respectful of that. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'll be able to remember what I plan to do until next time.
Alright, we will start next time with Laramanda's action, where he will declare what it is he wants to do. Wall of Force is mean.
So
That's great.
what's happening right now is a week is gonna pass by in Laramandus's head of him calculating how he's gonna stop this guy.
He's like Doctor Strange, going through all the different realities to find the one where we can win.
Oh yeah.
Alright guys, fun playing with you. Have a good night.
Alright.
Right.
Good night, everybody. Good job.
Night.